6 months? I'm sorry. Still, it could have been worse.
How? That judge decided I was guilty before I even opened my mouth. And that bloody idiot barrister should have been working for the prosecution.
I know how you feel.
You don't know how I feel, so please don't patronize me.
Well, some of the women, not me, mind you, but some of them, are real crabby with you. They say you're losing your grip because you didn't sort out Gaffney and her mates.
Oh, are they now?
G'day, love. Fancy a little? Well, what do you know? I had a feeling you might take me up on it. Come on, then. Hey, what are you doing? No. No. Yes. No. Ah!
I don't know. Just can't seem to get started today. Must be the scenery that's crapping me off.
It's ripped.
Fix it!
Either turn that down or turn it off. Well, get back to work. Unless someone else would like to try calling the shots for a change.
I thought you were going...
Yeah, and so did she. Let her think about it for a while. She's not going anywhere.
Got a volunteer for you, B.
So how come she looks like she's been drafted? You can give Margot a hand with the folding. She'll be through any minute.
Let's make the time go quicker.
6 months is 6 months.
Hey, shut up, you lot.
What's up with you?
It's Penny. Penny's been bumped off.
Well known in the area, suffered a broken neck and death was instantaneous. The police ask anyone who...
Well, are you sure it's Penny?
Sure, I'm bloody sure.
Contact them immediately.
God, I wonder who did it.
Take your pick. Any one of the creeps she picked up on the streets or one of Donna's drug-peddling friends?
They found her stretched out in a back alley.
No way to die.
Yeah, you reckon she'd be the type who'd die in bed?
Right, Latham, out.
I'm here till I decide to talk. And I haven't decided yet, have I?
Oh, you'll talk. To the police.
What they want?
Information about the late Penny Seymour.
What you talking about? She's not dead.
I'll tell that to the coroner. She had her neck broken for her.
But why?
Who cares? Come on.
You're not supposed to be out of the laundry. Is everything okay?
Yes, of course. I just wanted to make a call to Philip.
You're not in remand anymore. You're only allowed one call a week.
Well, this can be it. It's important. I want to appeal against my sentence.
I thought Langdon was only handling your business affairs.
Well, so I want to reinstate him as my solicitor. Look, he's a smart man. He could help me.
An appeal could go against you. You've thought about that?
Yes, well, I just have to take that chance. I can't stay in here for 6 months. Couldn't you call him for me? Please?
Okay, I'll call him.
Here's his business phone number. Tell him that I must see him today.
That's a bit soon, isn't it?
Or he'll come. Please?
Did she know anyone in particular, say, Someone with a grudge.
No, nothing. Look, I'm not holding out on you, honest. I liked Penny. If there was anything I could do to help you, I'd grab the bastard that did for her, I would. But all she was thinking about when she walked out of here was turning a few good tricks. Now, look, I know when I see some poor bitch running scared, and she wasn't.
We're drawing a lot of blanks over this. She wasn't an addict. She had few underworld connections. And it looks like she was happy in her work. That doesn't change the fact that she's stretched out on a slab right now.
Is it true? Was her neck broken?
It was. And whoever did it knew what they were doing. Very professional. That's what worries us. So if you hear of anything, I want to know about it, okay?
Yeah.
Well, that's all.
Right, come on, Latham. Come on, Latham, get a move on.
I'm only going to the pound. What's the hurry?
You're going to the laundry. Your police friends want you to circulate and keep your ears open.
Oh, Christ, I hope they get that mongrel.
They won't. Who cares, anyway? She was only a prostitute.
She didn't deserve to die in a back alley.
That's how she lived.
Oh, yeah. She was scum, a pro, a cheap little lay. Who cares if she gets bumped off? Well, you would have been onto her soon enough. She told me you was eyeing her off.
You'll never learn, will you?
You wouldn't. Not after what happened last time.
You whores are all alike. Oh, you think that roughing up I gave you was something, eh? It was nothing. You don't know what I could really do to you, Latham. And I might.
God, I thought she was going to break my neck.
Very dangerous to push me, Latham. Very dangerous.
Break my neck, break my neck, break my neck, break my neck, break my neck.
Maybe I should have applied for the workshop. I don't even like doing my own laundry. I didn't. I used to drop mine in on the way to work. Well, you've got 6 months to catch up, haven't you? Thanks for reminding me.
Clark, if you're on kitchen duty, Latham can take your place.
What are you doing out? You lagged, didn't you, you sneaky bitch?
Gaffney! Do a pickup. Are you out early?
Yeah, I've been talking to the cops. You lot heard about Penny?
Yes, we heard it on the news.
They thought I might know something, like if she had any enemies.
Well, could you help them?
I couldn't think of nothing, not till after they'd gone.
And what then?
Well... Oh, no, you're going to think I'm round the twist.
Try me.
Well, the cops are looking for some bloke, aren't they? Well, supposing it was a woman.
Like who?
Like bloody Joan Ferguson, that's who.
I thought you said a woman. Go on, tell the rest of them. They can do with a laugh. Hey, Super Sleuth here reckons the freak might have killed Penny. Mind you, she'd do a pretty good job on you.
Yeah.
But Penny had her neck broken. She wasn't bashed.
You don't honestly think that Joan Ferguson could kill someone, do you?
Look, Mrs. M, that bashing you got, I got it 20 times worse from her, and she enjoyed herself.
But this is murder, not just a screw bashing a crimp.
Yeah, well, I haven't finished yet. I got this straight from the horse's mouth.
What are you on about?
Penny told me. She said that Ferguson tried to corner her the other day and nearly broke her neck.
Oh, get Miss Radcliffe to stand by for the showers. Thank you. On the white line. Thank you, ladies. Your name is Tina Lee Gibson, is that correct?
Yes.
You've been charged with soliciting for the purposes of prostitution and sentenced to 7 days imprisonment, is that correct?
Yes.
Your name is Helen Smart, is that correct?
Yes.
You have been charged with soliciting for the purposes of prostitution and sentenced to 7 days imprisonment, is that correct?
Yes, and we have a winner. Come on down. Now you have your choice of 2 weeks holiday on Devil's Island.
Smart.
Or a gift pack of King Cobras.
Calm down, Smart.
And you have a chance of starting this stint in solitary if you don't shut your mouth.
You won't hear a peep out of me.
Thanks a lot. Miss Radcliffe. Miss Radcliffe will take you for your medical after you've had your shower, so get moving. Don't suppose Joan had a point, do you?
Mr. Faulkner, may I see Miss Fields immediately? Well, you did say it was...
Yeah, just sign in. I'll take you through.
Okay.
Thank you for coming, Philip.
That's all right.
Oh, Mr. Faulkner, do you mind if I see my solicitor alone? Well, it is a professional matter.
I'll be just outside.
Have you got him bringing you tea and Melba toast for breakfast?
Sit down.
He mentioned you were thinking of appealing. I don't think that's very advisable.
Don't concern yourself. I'll sit it out. But it's going to be worth my while. Did you bring the papers for the partnership?
Oh, yes, here. George has already signed them. But they're completely in order, made out to your demands. I can assure you, Barbara, there are no loopholes.
Oh, but of course there aren't, Philip. I mean, you and George are so trustworthy. Be sure to give him my congratulations on our partnership.
I'll leave your copy with administration.
No, Philip, this copy stays with me. I'm going to read it every morning for the next 6 months. It'll remind me why I'm living in this hole.
Well, I hope it will also remind you to be discreet about my role in all of this.
I'm a businesswoman, Philip, not a fool.
Granted. And as our business is at an end, I see no further reason for contact between us.
Who's my successor? Or have you gone back to your wife?
I never left my wife.
And you never leave me until I say so.
You're kidding me. So she's in here as a prisoner? Yeah, well, she stuck up for Judy when Margot did a flip for Barnhurst. The magistrate did not like it and gave her 3 days for contempt.
You lay off me, Margot. I've had a gutful of you.
I'll stay here if you want to do the solitary meals.
You're scaring me to death. You know what you would have copped if you'd have laughed. Yeah. What you're gonna cop if you keep riding me, so just lay off.
Yes, lay off, Margot.
Make me. I'd like to see you. Freak would like to see you too. Everyone would like to see you.
Come on, Bea, let's get our food.
You're pushing it, Margot. You are going to push it right over the edge.
Righto, Fields, get your food.
You may not realise it, but you just won that round.
Yeah? So how come I feel like some broken down old hack? Excuse me a minute.
How's Barbara adapting, Mr. Faulkner?
Comparatively well.
Yes, well, she's an extremely adaptable girl. Oh, I hope I didn't embarrass you when I came in.
With Mrs. Powell, you mean? Don't worry about it. She frowns on any involvement with the prisoners. If there is any, that is.
No, understandably. And in this case, wisely.
How do you mean?
Oh, Mr. Faulkner, in my opinion, Barbara Fields has a dollar sign where there ought to be a heart. Take Mrs. Powell's advice.
I don't need her advice. Or yours.
She's using you. Well, among others. And if you feel about her the way I think you do, I wish you all the luck in the world. Believe me, you are going to need it.
Okay, girls, use me. What am I on? Washing, drying, folding?
How about the press? Doesn't look like Bea's up to it.
And are you up to taking it off me?
Well, it's nothing to do with me. I just thought you might like the rest. Or maybe Mrs. Morris could do it. Oh, you'd be too bruised, wouldn't you? God, I wonder who the bitch was that did that to you.
I don't. I know who the bitch was. And if you don't get off everyone's back, Margot, you're going to be wearing a few bruises of your own.
Oh, yeah? Heard any more about your parole, Bea?
What's the hold-up?
No, hold up, Mr. Faulkner. Is there, Margot? Come on, get back to work. Everything's under control, Mr. Faulkner.
Glad to hear it. Fields, want a word with you?
Don't let her get on top of you, B. You're going to walk out of this place.
Look, you know about regulations. I know about surviving, and this is not the way to do it. If I stand up to her, I'm going to lose my parole. And if I don't, I'm going to make sure they break me. So what do you expect me to do?
What is it? You look worried.
How did the interview go with Philip Langdon?
Well, all right, I think. Why? Did he say something about it?
No.
You were right. I mentioned the appeal, but it isn't a wise step. I'll just have to sit it out. We both will.
Why doesn't he trust you?
But tell me what he said.
He insinuated that you were selfish, mercenary, that money was the only thing you cared about.
And you believed him?
No, of course not. It just shook me up a bit, that's all. Why didn't you want me in the interview room? Don't you trust me?
You're the only one that I can trust. But I didn't want Philip to see that.
You're not making sense.
Philip and I had an affair. Recently, I called it off. Well, he's married and settled, and, well, I just became frightened. I want a life of my own. I don't want to share another woman's. Philip took it very badly. He thinks I'm selfish because I left him. And he thinks I'm mercenary because I'm concerned for my own future. Don't let him win, Steve.
You'd better get back.
Keeping on top of it, Mr. Faulkner?
Go on with your work, Latham.
Jeez, how much more do we have to do? Oh, not much now. God, I don't know. A couple of days ago, I was doing this same job with Penny. Poor cow. Know her, did you? No. There's a lot of chicks on the game. You don't meet everyone. No, you'll find them all in here, love. They're bringing them in by the truckload. Oh, bugger, I've run out of water. I'll have to go and get some more.
You're Gibson, aren't you?
Yeah, came in this morning.
Well, Gibson, I'm Ferguson. Miss Ferguson, do you think you can remember that?
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
Oh, yes, I remember now. Soliciting, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well, you're in good company with Latham. Get on with it.
Watch her, love. She hates pros. Why? I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if Penny found out just before she had her neck broken.
Okay, everyone. Smoko.
You know you were right about Margot. She's a real pain in the ass.
Since when has she ever been anything else? Hey, Chrissy. I've got a little surprise planned for Margot, but I'll need your help. What do you say?
Oh, B, you can manage it without me, can't you? I've spent enough time in the pound over that bitch.
I don't plan on getting caught. I've got a lot more at stake than you have.
Oh, I don't know.
She's never going to let up unless we front her.
All right, then, what you got in mind?
I've done no more for Barbara than I have for Bea or Lizzie. So what's the difference?
The difference is that Bea and Lizzie don't look like Barbara.
You mean I'm not allowed to help the pretty ones?
I mean, you're not allowed to help yourself to the pretty ones.
Thanks. Get lost and forget about it.
What's going on, B?
Look, work time's over, Mrs. Morris. It's time to relax. Now, why don't you just go to the rec room and do just that?
she's just got...
It's all right. Isn't it, Mrs. Morris?
Yeah, well, hurry up. She's just gone to the lab.
Okay.
Bea, if this has anything to do with Margot, please just forget what she did to me.
I'm not going to forget what she did to me, and nor of the other women. There's a score that has to be settled. Of course, you could always report it, Mrs. Morris.
Bea, mistake.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Grab it.
Tom.
Will I help? You clean that up for me. Hey, you two. Out.
What do you bloody bitches want?
Hey, hang on. You don't want the cancer balls, Margot!
You blow your parole fee, you'll die in here!
You'll die a whole lot faster than me.
You filthy bird!
I warned you, Margot, but you pushed it. Pushed it right over the edge.
Okay, Bea, come on, get the stuff.
It's just for you, Margot.
And there's plenty more of that where that came from, up your leg.
Here, get over here, quick. Come on.
Oh, wait a minute. Excuse me.
I am absolutely appalled at what has happened here this afternoon. Some of you have chosen to behave like savages, and I want to know who and why. As you are more than aware, Margot Gaffney was found in the shower block, assaulted so distastefully I felt quite ill.
Gee, what happened to her?
Now, who is responsible?
Seems no one knows, Mrs. Davidson.
Don't, Smith. I am not in the mood. Mrs. Morris, do you know anything about this incident?
No, Mrs. Davidson, I don't.
All right. But this is not the end of the matter. As you have proved you are unable to use your leisure time in a civilized manner, you will all spend the rest of the evening in your cells, Mrs. Powell.
Oh, bloody hell, and we didn't have nothing to do with it.
Come on, no chat, just move.
Get out, come on.
Good old lovable Wentworth.
Yes, well, if you're going to behave like savages, you'll be treated that way. Hurry up.
Congratulations, you
Mrs.
learned
Morris,
pretty
I want a word
fast.
with you, please. Well, Meg, what happened?
I've already answered that question.
I am asking you in confidence.
You're asking me to lag. And if I do that, I'll get the same treatment as Margot, if not worse. Now, I'm only in here for a short time, but we did agree to maintain an officer-prisoner relationship.
You are being released tomorrow morning. The department still hasn't made a decision as to whether you are continuing as an officer.
I know, and I'm sorry. But I can't tell you anything about the attack on Margot.
Wondered who I'd be sharing with. G'day, I'm Maxine. Helen, wasn't it?
Still is.
I was hoping they'd put me in with Lizzie. Oh, no offence, but...
It's all right, you can't offend me. So you done time before, eh?
Yeah, Lizzie and me got on real good. She's gonna hate being locked up all night with nothing to do.
Lizzie's a funny old bird.
You done time before, too.
Yep. I get a couple of weeks here and there every time there's a clean up the streets campaign.
Yeah, I've only got a couple of days myself. Then I'm going back to the halfway house and try and make up for a bit of trouble I caused. If they'll still have me.
The old Jude, eh? I've been meaning to drop in on her myself, you know. How's she going?
Oh, she's doing a real good job with that house.
I always said she'd end up running a house someday. How long will you stay there?
Oh, I don't know. Just until I find somewhere else to crash, I suppose.
No family to go to?
Yeah. Mum and Dad are still around, but, well, I've sort of been in Queensland checking out the prison system.
It's a cute way of putting it. Is that what you told them?
Not yet. See, they've got a service station just off the highway. Didn't need any juice when I was passing, so I just kept passing. Might give them a call someday.
Well, why don't you give them a ring from here? It's free.
That's not a bad idea. Join Wentworth and phone the world.
Give your oldies a thrill, eh?
After 2 years? I doubt it.
2 years. It'll be a pretty big phone bill.
Yeah. There'll be a fair bit to catch up on. If they're still talking to me, that is.
Kennedy, Stokes, Clark, Daniels, Smith, Lawson and Smart report to the laundry.
The laundry? Now, which way was that again?
Oh, me, I think I can remember.
Oh, I'll be with you in a minute.
Okay.
Birdsworth, you'll be going out with Mrs. Davidson this morning. And Meg, you can come with me to reception. What are you still doing here?
Well, I was wondering if I could make a phone call, Mrs. Powell.
Yes, all right. Come with me to reception.
Good on you, love. They'll get a real kick out of hearing from you.
Don't you keep Mrs. Davidson waiting.
Oh, I have half a day's release and I've got to spend it yucking to some old codgers.
Oh, give Miss Sharp the number. She'll get it for you.
Oh, no problems. I can do it myself.
You will do as I say or you won't have a call at all.
Yeah, well, it's a trunk call. I hope you can read me writing.
Oh, if you're ready, Lizzie, we'll go. Just sign out. Here you are, Meg. Now, all you have to do is sign out and forget this whole business.
I doubt that.
Hardly an ideal experience for an officer.
Oh, I don't know. I was wondering if it shouldn't be compulsory for all officers to spend a few days inside. Would help us understand the women better.
Oh, you don't need any help, Mrs. M. You've always been really good to us.
Thanks, Lizzie.
Well, we'll talk about it in the morning. Come and see me before work.
Am I back on duty again?
Well, Mr. Douglas will be phoning later to give me the department's decision, but yes, you might as well start on your normal shift.
I'll see you later, Mrs. M.
Come on, Eddie. Hello, Ma. It's me. Maxine? Ma?
Well, this is nice after 2 years. If we hadn't been getting regular calls from the police about where you might be, we wouldn't know if you were still alive. Where are you?
Wentworth Detention Centre.
Oh, no wonder we haven't heard from you. Why are you in jail?
Well, I just stole some stuff.
Oh, we haven't had a clue where you've been all this time, Maxine. Well, you could have been up to anything. Obviously you have.
Oh, you make it sound like I murdered somebody or something.
Well...
Oh, look, Ma, I just pinched some stuff. Listen, I was wondering if you and Dad had come and see me.
At the jail?
Yes, Ma, at the jail.
Oh, Maxine, you've picked a bad time.
Yeah. Well, if you don't want to.
I suppose I could. I don't know about your father. I'll talk to him.
Oh, thanks. I'll see you soon then?
Yeah, all right. Bye.
Bye, Ma.
We're a long way out in the sticks, aren't we, Mrs. Davidson? It was a long drive.
Yes, it's very peaceful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello there.
Oh, hello.
G'day.
Thinking of moving in, are you?
Maybe.
Certainly is a lovely place. Have you been here long?
Since last July, I think it was, maybe early August. You came in before I did, Merle. When was that?
August.
Oh, I must have come in July.
Oh. What do you do around here? I mean, how do you get a good laugh?
Or somebody wants a game of cards or chess, and then there's the day trips and short holidays.
Oh, where'd you go?
All sorts of places. Fetes, local plays, bowls, and sometimes we get up a group for the cricket.
Ah.
Don't forget you promised to partner Dan for bridge, Tom.
Forgot. Excuse me, won't you?
Yes, of course.
Speaking.
Lizzie, why don't you go out into the garden on your own and have a look around? Talk to some of the residents.
Righto.
Take your time.
She looks a bit nervous. I know I was at first. But don't worry too much. It really is a beautiful place. You'd certainly be doing the right thing if you sent your mother to live here.
Bit chilly to be sitting out here, isn't it?
I suppose. But I don't fancy staying inside all day. New here, are you?
No. But I might be staying in a few weeks. I'm Elizabeth Birdsworth.
Enid Watson. You looked at any other places?
No, this one was recommended. Everyone seems really happy here.
Yes, they are. It's a restful place, I suppose. Bit too restful, really. I'm just not ready to retire from life yet.
No, me neither. I'm rearing to go.
Everybody means well, I suppose. I feel like I've been cut off from the world.
Yeah, I know what you mean. What were you doing before you came here?
My husband Reg and I had a variety act for years. We toured with it during the war.
Yeah?
We covered every inch of Australia and New Zealand and then made our way over to England. When Reg died, I didn't go on with the act. Wouldn't have been the same with somebody else. So I worked in the Tivoli's wardrobe department for years. I was good at it too. The people, oh, gosh, they were wonderful. But there comes a time when everyone's convinced that you're past working. They all seem to enjoy the lifestyle here, but it's not for me, I'm afraid.
No, I don't think I'd like it much.
Not if you've led an interesting life, love.
Suppose you could say my life's been interesting.
Look, talk to your relatives before committing yourself. Try and make other arrangements.
Ready to come inside for lunch now, Mrs. Watson? It's getting a bit chilly out here.
Yes, I'll come in.
Rightio.
Staff here really are very good. I sometimes feel guilty for disliking it so much.
Good morning, Doctor. How are you?
Well, thanks, Mrs. Power. Patricia Lawson ready to see me?
She's rather reluctant, but she has agreed. We've organised for you to use the examination room. And Neil Murray, the new nurse, he'd like to have a word with you first about her, if that's okay.
Yes, fine.
Go on and ask him. Oh, I don't know. Mr. Faulkner, Maxie would like to ask you something. I think it's decent. Have you got a minute?
Ask me what, Dennis?
Me mum's coming to visit me, Mr. Faulkner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking that maybe it'd be a good idea. Well, actually, it was the girls that thought it would be a good idea. Me mum hasn't seen me
Come on, spit it out, Maxine.
What the girl is trying to say is that she asked Shirley if she could borrow a dress. Now she'd like permission to get it out of the storeroom.
Okay, I'll ask Mrs. Davison. When'd you get it?
No, I think she handled that real well, Lee, don't you?
She has a terrible fear of being sent to solitary. And after being closed in like that, she lashes out at anyone or anything that gets in her way. Well, I'm sure she's quite unaware of the damage she causes.
What's the situation with this man that she almost killed at that office party?
Oh, I don't know. She didn't discuss it.
Patricia Lawson to see you, Doctor.
Hello, Patricia.
Now, don't be nervous, Paddy.
There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not a nutcase.
Now, no one's suggesting you are. Everyone gets pushed to their limit at times, and when that happens, we need to talk. Now, that's my job.
Now, come and sit down, Paddy. I'll leave you to it.
Well, how's work?
All right. Bit boring.
Where are you working at the moment?
In the laundry. Look, what are you going to do with me?
I'm not going to do anything. We're just going to have a little talk. Just treat it like a break from work. You're not anxious to get back, are you?
No.
Well then, let's talk. I was brought up in the country too. Loved it. Fishing, hunting, horse riding. Do you have a horse?
No, I didn't have time. Too busy with my schoolwork.
And it seems you did very well there too.
Yeah. Everyone said I took after my mother. She was real bright. Very proud of me too. She used to boast to the neighbours about how clever I was.
Did you like school?
Well, I had to work hard, but my mother had taught me how to read and write before I started.
So your mother helped you to study?
Yeah. But I only lived with her when I was in primary school. I don't know why, but I was sent to live with my grandmother when I turned 7.
Paddy, why do you think you react so violently when you're confined in a small space?
I don't know. I nearly killed someone I like, and I don't know why.
Well, there must be a reason, and as soon as we find out what that reason is, that could be the end of those fears.
Will I get out of prison?
Well, I won't know that until I understand your problem a little better.
Well, how can you? I don't know what it is.
Now, of course you don't, because you've hidden it away. But I might be able to get to the source of the problem if I use hypnosis.
No.
Don't get upset, just think about it.
I won't do it.
I understand you're being placed under a bit of strain from the other women. I could give you some tranquilizers if you think that would help you to cope.
I hate it. Being drugged isn't going to make things any better.
All right. Well, I think that's enough for one day. Now, that wasn't so bad, was it? I'll come and see you again, if you want me to.
Not bad, not too bad at all.
Charming, but the idea was to cover up the tattoos.
She probably likes it because it shows them off better.
Yeah, great, aren't they?
Oh.
No. Here, put this on.
Oh. G'day, Lizzie, how'd it go?
Put the dress on, Maxine. How did it go, love?
Bloody awful.
Why? What went wrong? Oh, I suppose you could say it was lovely if you didn't have to sit around all day playing tiddlywinks, being waited on hand and foot worse than in here.
Oh, sounds all right to me. I'll swap with you if you like.
Oh, it's not funny, Bea. God, places the other side of bloody whoop-whoop. I'd never get to see Dora and Jude.
What are you going to do, love?
Oh, bugger if I know.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Your mother's here, Daniels.
Already? Oh, bloody hell. Do I look all right?
Oh, she's your mother. She has to love you. Now get going.
Yes, come on.
See ya.
Good luck.
G'day, Ma. How'd you be?
Oh, I can't complain, I suppose.
I guess Dad was too busy to come.
Someone had to mind the station while I came to town.
Fair enough. How was the trip down? I know you don't like driving in the city.
Yeah, well, you couldn't come and see us, could you?
Oh, I thought about it, Mum. Before I got in here, I mean.
What on earth are you doing in a place like this, Maxine? Just look at it. It's so cold and bare.
Oh, don't go on about it, Ma. Look, I know it's not great, but it's not the worst lock-up I've seen.
You mean you've been in jail before?
Cheap way to see the country. Joke, Ma.
Would you mind telling me just how you've broken the law? Would you go around stealing all the time?
Does it matter?
Yes, it does. I told you when you left home with that dreadful crowd that you'd end up in trouble.
All right, Ma. Look, I didn't bring you all this way to Blue. Tell me the news of the family. How's Pauline?
Oh, she's met a lovely boy. Well, they're going to be married in a few weeks.
Terrific. Tell me about him.
Oh, he's got a good job. So Pauline won't have to work after they're married. He works for the bank, so he won't have any trouble getting a loan for their first home. Maxine, what's that written all over your fingers?
Oh! Just a note to myself. Must have forgotten to wash me hands.
Oh, don't draw all over your skin, Maxine. Oh, it's a disgusting habit.
Yes, Mum.
Is Mrs. Davidson in? Yeah, I'll let her know you're here.
Ah, Ted.
Eric, what brings you to this neck of the woods?
Ah, Patricia Lawson.
Lawson? Oh, Lawson, yes, I remember. Do you really think she's in need of psychiatric treatment?
Yes, I believe she has aggravated claustrophobia, and I think with a bit of therapy and time, I'll be able to help her.
Well, I hope so. I'll be interested to hear the outcome.
Yes, of course.
You can go straight through, Mr. Davidson.
Thank you. Well, look, give us a ring and we'll have lunch, Eric.
Fine.
Good.
What
were
you
doing?
Haven't you got eyes in your head? Who are you talking to? Oh, Mr. Douglas.
Look, never mind.
I'm sorry.
Never mind. Just get somebody to clean that up.
Oh, never mind. I'll do
You
it.
will not.
Why not?
Because, as I understand it, you're not supposed to be working at all. You're supposed to be ill.
Oh, well, I don't see that picking up a few broken dishes is gonna kill me.
Look, the department's gone to a lot of trouble over you, Birdsworth. Even Mrs. Davidson's gone out of her way to try and find you a nursing home.
Yeah? Well, she needn't have bothered.
Oh, why?
Because I don't like the place, that's why.
The board has made its decision.
Big deal.
I am not going to argue with you, Birdsworth. The condition of your parole states that you are to retire in a nursing home. That's it.
Well, you can tell the parole board to stick it because I'm not going there. Oh, take me to get a bucket and mop, will you, love? I've got to clean up all this rotten mess.
Eric, what is that woman doing running around the place?
What woman?
Birdsworth. I was under the impression she was at death's door.
Lizzie, what happened?
Apart from assaulting me with your tea tray, she informed me she is now not going to the nursing home.
What?
Yes. And after seeing her, I couldn't agree more. That woman is as fit as I am. Look, I'm sorry, there's no question of her being paroled.
Oh, Ted, really?
Eric, I'd love to discuss it with you, but I'm in a rush. That's the board's findings on Meg Morris. You're to reinstate her immediately as an officer.
Good, I wouldn't have liked losing her.
Yeah, well, I think the fact that she did it to save Driscoll House carried a lot of weight.
Yes, that could have been rather embarrassing.
Yeah, well, it was only a civil offence, not a criminal one. We didn't want the union waving the banner again, did we?
No, of course not. Do you want to tell her yourself?
No, I'll leave that to you. I must rush.
Well, thank you for coming in, Ted, but about Birdsworth.
No, I'm sorry, the matter's closed. I'll see myself out.
So what did the doc say? Can he get you out of here?
Doesn't know yet.
What did he say what the problem is?
No, he didn't say.
Oh, good. What did he say then?
Well, we just talked, that's all.
I'm beginning to wonder about that bloke. Well, better luck next time.
Well, it was a bit hard with old pal breathing down our necks, but it was great to see Mum again.
Oh, so it all went well, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was beaut. Well, Mum's still the same, but it was great to hear about me sister and everything.
See, we told you everything would be okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks for your help with the dress and everything.
Carry on, ladies. Lizzie, I'd like a word with you, please.
What's up, Mrs. Davidson?
Mr. Douglas tells me you've changed your mind about going to the home.
Yeah. Well, I got really mad with him.
Well, he wasn't too pleased either. Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know how to, Mrs. Davidson. Not after all the trouble you'd gone to. But, oh, God, you understand, don't you? I'd go mad stuck out there for the rest of me life.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Lizzie, you only had to stay there for the term of your parole. After that, you could have gone anywhere you liked.
Yeah. Well, why didn't somebody tell me that? That changes the whole thing.
I'm afraid it doesn't. Mr. Douglas has just informed me that he intends to cancel your application for parole. I'm sorry, but you have no one to blame but yourself. It's good to have you back, Meg.
Thanks. It wasn't easy.
I know. Do you think you've learned anything of value that would help us maintain order in the prison?
Well, I've realised more than ever about the problems the women have to face. I mean, they're bored and lonely, and the system has taken away every ounce of pride and dignity they ever had.
Well, that wasn't exactly what I meant.
I've always worked on trust, Erica. I'm not about to betray any confidences.
I understand.
One thing was made very clear to me, though. We've always suspected Joan Ferguson of dealing with the women. Now I'm sure of it.
Do you have any proof?
No, I haven't. But I thought of a perfect way to go about getting it.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines.